you guys hear me? All right. Let me start out with a few questions. So, who in here has experience working with others? Okay, good. Who in here has failed? Yep. And who in here has succeeded? I hope everybody. All right, good. So, what is the difference between winning a championship and walking home with nothing? Between being good and being great? And what does it take to cross the bridge from mediocrity to excellence? Now, some say it's work ethic, it's talent, it's a relentless drive. But what if I told you it was as simple as a high five? What if I told you that a handshake, knuckle touch, chest bump could change the way you play, the way you work, and the way you live? My name is Raine, like she mentioned. I'm a freshman marketing major here at JMU. I'm also a member of the softball team. Sports and softball specifically have been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I grew up in the front yard playing catch, going to baseball practice, and loving every second I spent on the field. It's taught me a lot about life. It's taught me about adversity, communication, leadership, and what it truly means to be a part of a team. Out of all the teams I've ever been a part of, the most talented, by far, was my softball team my sophomore year in high school. We were good. And we knew it. We had power, we had speed, we had unbelievable skill. All that we needed to attain our ultimate goal. A goal that we had dreamed about since we were this tall. A goal that we would do anything to achieve. The state championship. A shiny ring and a memory we would never forget. But with all that talent on that team, we were missing something. What seemed inevitable, what seemed like a storybook ending to a wonderful season, ended in failure. What we were missing can be summed up into one word: oxytocin. Oxytocin is a fairly well-known hormone. It even has a nickname, the cuddle hormone. It has roles in maternity, intimate relationships, even the production of testosterone in men. So you might be wondering, what role does it have in sports, let alone high school softball? Well, let's start from the beginning. Oxytocin is produced in the hypothalamus. After a physical interaction like a hug, handshake, or high five, it is released into the bloodstream by the posterior pituitary gland and is latched on by oxytocin receptors. When these receptors pick it up, it reduces the stress hormone cortisol, which builds a sense of trust between two people. So let me explain. A high five non-verbally communicates to someone that, hey, I've got your back, let me help you out, or let me take some of the load. Additionally, the prefrontal area of the brain, which normally controls emotion, gets to take the back seat and focus on a different function: problem solving. As small as a knuckle touch, as aggressive as a chest bump, even as intimate as a butt slap, these nonverbal cues indicate trust, and trust in your colleagues, peers, and teammates induces better performance. Now, is there research behind this? Is there science behind this? Well, yes. In a study done by Dr. Michael Krauss at the University of California, he and his team recorded touch in the first 2 months of the 2008 and 2009 NBA season. They recorded things like the nature of the touch, who touched who, the duration of each touch. And what they found was pretty incredible. Not only did the teams who touched more win more, but the individuals who touched more were more successful as well. And the person who touched the most, the player who touched the most, Kevin Garnett, 15-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. He's not too bad. So let's go back to my high school softball career. Following my sophomore year, we lost 2/3 of the starting lineup. 6 players gone, wiped away. We were not as good, and we knew it. So we decided to focus on something different, something to build us, something to create unity, chemistry. We wanted to be a family, so we focused on physical interaction. It started small, high fives, handshakes, secret handshakes as well. But it grew bigger. Shoulder bumps, chest bumps, anything you can think of we were doing, and it gave us momentum. But it wasn't restricted to the softball field. If I saw my teammate in the hallway, I'm giving her a high five. If I saw my teammate at the grocery store, I'm giving her a high five as well. It gave us momentum and it built unity. And the beginning of the season was slow. We faced a lot of adversity, but we never gave up. And by the end of the season, we were a family. And that's all that really mattered to us. No matter the outcome, we were united. A team that had lost 2/3 of the starting lineup. A team that was plagued with injuries. A team that we didn't even know if we'd make it past the district tournament, ended up winning back back-to-back state championships. Now, I cannot say confidently that a high five gave me 2 rings, but what I can say certainly is that without those high fives, without that physical interaction, we stood no chance. But let me remind you of this. The idea that physical interaction creates unity is not about sports. It is about life. You must rely on others in this world. So why not implement something as simple as a high five? As small as a high five can be implemented so easily. So the next time the plumber is over, give him a pat on the back, maybe he'll finish quicker. If your colleague is discouraged about the work, give them a high five, say, I believe in you, and maybe they'll surprise you. We must rely on others, like I said before, in this world. So implement something as small as a high five. We know that science is behind it with the MBA study I mentioned earlier. So take this with you. Give your teammate a high five. Give your colleague a high five. Give the person next to you a high five. Build connections through physical interaction and see how many championships you win and successes you achieve. Thank you.